Get the show on the road from Los Angeles, California with the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Oh, what is up, friendaroonies? And welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined once again by a man who has barbecued off his pants and underwear and is currently titty fucking himself in front of all of us. That's Jeff Clark.
What's up, Pooman?
And beaming to us from the seventh layer of hell, the bearded, booger-eating Beelzebub known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo, crap.
We are back, baby. Back. Jeff and I have returned from Texas. It's true what they say. Everything is bigger in Texas.
Except Jeff's penis.
And that included the average dick size once my plane landed. Oh, yeah. Go on, fucking Zoom high fives. Let's go. Bam. Bam!
Good stuff. Good stuff, buddy. Yeah, my dick actually looked smaller after all the barbecue and shit that I ate.
Dude, hurting. I am hurting.
Yeah.
every
I'm like kind of like hungover. Remember at the airport, I was like, dude, I think I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's and buy some vegetables this week.
That's what Texas did to you?
Yeah, dude.
That's when I knew damage was
Tossed you
done.
into the loving arms of vegetables.
Jeff was like, I think I'm going to go vegetable shopping. It's like, oh,
Get some
wow.
sweet.
Texas really did whoop your ass.
Get some sweet Persian cucumbers and cherry tomatoes at Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Sprinkle some olive oil and a little bit of pepper on them.
Make a vegetable charcuterie board.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was, I mean, you were there a day longer than I was, but that was a hell of a trip crammed into a very short amount of time.
So, Jeff, you went out on Thursday, right? Kevin, you landed Friday, and you both stayed until yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Is that a correct series of events?
That's right.
Yeah, I got... So my flight, I get on and I'm like, boarding the plane, and I was in like the super, super ghetto section of Delta, to the point where I couldn't even bring a check bag on. I was the very last boarding group, and they're like, yeah, if you're in the very last boarding group, just fucking admit defeat. Just come up right now and get a tag for your bag, because it's not fitting in the overhead compartments. So as I'm boarding the plane, and just stopped in first class.
And they don't charge you for that, right?
No, it's free. Which is nice. It's just the whole point of not bringing a checked bag is just like, all right, well, sweet. Now I can just get off this plane and get the fuck out of here. I don't have to deal with that ordeal of spending an extra half hour to 45 minutes waiting for my bag to get off the plane. But I've always wondered, like, outside of just getting your bag in the overhead compartment, the benefit of getting on the plane first, like the people in first class, it's like, that doesn't seem like that. I would rather, if I was flying first class, I would rather wait until they're like, okay, everybody's on the plane, first class motherfuckers, come on in. Because then you just have to sit there with a bunch of broke asses right in your face. Like the line backs up and stays backed up for so long, like 20, 30 minutes, and it's just, your face is at ass level of everybody.
I've never flown first class, but I have a feeling I would prefer spending that 30 minutes sitting in a first class seat than one in the terminal.
I don't know, man. You just got butts in your face, and everybody's kind of looking at you like, this motherfucker, what did you do to fucking get in that seat, huh? How many lives did you ruin?
I completely agree with Shuddy, and then you just made me think, yes, pass my rich ass in first class and hate on me, motherfucker.
Like that's also part of it. That there's a little bit of passive aggressive bragging of making all the normies walk past you as you're sitting in first class with your neck already wrapped in a pillow, a blanket on your lap, and a cocktail in your hand
And everybody's crop dusting
before
you.
they can even. Well, some schlub like you has to check their carry-on bag at the gate.
I mean, as somebody who travels all the time, I would say the least amount of time that I have to spend on a plane, the better.
Well, yeah, I guess, but I mean that's why you would spring out for the first class if you're
Yeah,
wealthy
but
enough because it sucks
that
less.
makes it being said when you're flying in the back with the crates of chickens and things. Yeah, of course you want to
That's true. I
be on the
didn't.
plane as little as possible.
I've also never flown first class, but this thing because I booked this trip with miles, so I didn't have to pay for it, and I must have been in a daze when I booked this flight because I didn't have a seat assignment until I got to the desk, and they put me in the very back row, so my seat didn't recline, and the shitters were right there. So I was just getting fucking smoked out like by poopies. Luckily,
How many people took a shit on your flight?
I don't fuck. It's crazy. I don't. I can't even remember the last time I had to take a shit on a flight. I mean, there have been
What?
points where I was like, okay, I kind of have to poop right now, but I would rather hold it so I'm not shitting. Like a plane bathroom is probably in my top three worst places to take a shit, and number one is my pants.
Oh, yeah, but I have a feeling you've taken more shits in your pants than you have in airplane toilets.
Oh my god, you're right. I have.
so,
I have
so
too. Oh
maybe,
man.
so maybe taking shits in your pants is number two to shits in bathroom in
I think
airplane
you're right.
toilets.
I think it goes. I think it goes. Airplane toilets. Oh no! Actually, hold on. Quick revision
What
here.
about the gurgling ones? Do you poop in those these days?
The girly ones. What do you mean?
Gurgling, the ones that make that the gurgle toilets that you don't like how they
Oh,
flush.
the gluggers.
Yeah, the gluggers.
No, I don't mind pooping in a glugger. I haven't minded that since I was 8. But I would say the worst place ever to take a shit is a porta potty, especially at like an outdoor summer event. Absolutely horrible. And when I was doing construction for 3 years, that was the only place to poop because by the time plumbing was working in whatever building we were working on, the electricians were pretty much out of there. So I was always taking shits in those things, and
See, I am less self-conscious about taking a poopies in a porta potty at an outdoor public event. Not that I can recall ever doing it, but it is what it is there. In an airplane, you cannot blame the stench on anybody else.
oh no, it's not even about being embarrassed or anything. It's just
You're afraid your butt's
it's
gonna get stuck to the seat?
no, it's just fucking gross. Like people take the least amount of care at a porta potty. So
That is true.
there's probably gonna be piss all over the seats. So if you want to sit down, you have to wipe the piss off, and then there's still fucking probably gonna be microscopic piss fragments. So someone pissed on your ass, and then those things don't flush. So every turd dropped in that motherfucker is still in there, and if you get a fresh one, you could poop, and it's like dropping a rock in there, and then it splashes up and hits you on the ass. Everything about it is horrible. So porta potties are number one. I would say a plain bathroom is number two, and my pants is number three. Three worst places
I
to
would
shit.
still put airplane bathroom at number one if you have pooped less in an airplane toilet than you have in a porta potty or your pants.
Well, I think it's just because of planning. If I know I'm traveling, I will try to poo before I even get to the airport, because airport bathrooms has to be number 4.
I have pooed in airport bathrooms before and don't have much of a problem with it.
My biggest problem is also the people taking less care, so there's pee on the seats, and I think a lot of people are taking nervous poos in there. So like even to every time, like if I get off a flight and I just have to pee real quick, it always is. I would say number 1 in top 3 smelliest bathrooms. All the nervous poos people are taking.
Yeah, dude. The
Man, we got 5
bathroom.
minutes into the show and it just devolved into poop.
It was always getting here,
That's true.
dude. The bathroom at Long Beach Airport last night when I landed was terrible. It was terrible. It's
Is that
like all
because
of
of
Long
you?
Beach went there and took a shit. No, I didn't even poop. I shouldn't have went to the bathroom at all, but I really had to take a piss and I couldn't wait even the 10 minutes took me to get home. But dude, I've shit in the down the hatch bathroom before. And there's very few people who know how gross that is. But it's a dive bar in New York City, in Manhattan. And I don't know, it's your average dive bar, which has got a very, very, very below average bathroom setup.
Oh yeah. I would say any dive bar in New York City, like when you're renting an apartment and between each tenant the landlord just puts a fresh coat of that thick ass paint on it. And if you ever like nick the wall, you just see like it's like cutting down a redwood, you just see all the layers of paint inside.
Yeah.
Like that's piss caked on the inside of dive bar toilets. There's just like layers and layers of just solid piss. It's so nasty.
Dude, it was all you can eat chicken wings. I put up a number and I couldn't hold it in. We were going to another bar and it was just like, what do I do? What do I risk shitting my pants on 4th Street?
I just shit out a whole intact chicken wing.
Just fucking take a shit in Washington Square Park. What was I going to do? I was screwed.
All right, so snooze button on poop for 15 minutes. I get on the plane, and I hear somebody talking somebody's ear off in first class because it's just stopped dead. And I look over, and it's fucking Mike Shinoda from Lincoln Park. I was like, wait a second. That can't possibly be. And I got a good look at him. I'm like, that is him. Fucking, why is Mike Shinoda flying Delta?
As opposed to what?
A private plane?
Oh, come on.
Lincoln
Well,
Park?
does that private plane money?
Lincoln
Yeah,
Park's
not
massive.
these days.
I don't know, man. I gotta imagine the royalties are still really good, and they're putting out new music. And I even like Googled. I was like Lincoln Park, Austin, Texas, and they were doing a show the night of the movie. I was like, shit.
So he was only first class.
Well, I mean, Delta. I don't fly Delta all that often, and that has to be the most whack first class I've ever walked through.
It might have just been a business class flight since it's a shorter flight, right? It's only like 3-ish hours.
Yeah,
So it might be business instead of first.
that's true. It still sucks, man. If I was Mike Shinoda and I'm like, man, it's 2025 and this is my seat, this is bullshit. Where's my agent? I would be bummed.
Dude, does Southwest even have first class? I don't think that they do.
I don't know.
Well,
I can't remember the last time I flew Southwest.
Dude, I only fly for Southwest.
So Uncle Google's AI says that his net worth is around $100 million.
Whoa.
Yahoo from October of 2024 says it's around $65 million. Either number puts it not out of the realm of possibilities that he should have been flying private.
For sure. I mean, I will say this. He seemed to be in an insanely good mood. And the random guy he got seated next to, he was just talking this guy's ear off. And I've never met Mike Shinoda, I don't think. But he used to do the Ella show before I started working for it. And supposedly he was just, like, cool as fuck. So maybe he's just like, I don't give a fuck, man. What flight did you book me? Cool, whatever. I'll make a new friend. My seatmate. Pass the time, that flight will be over in the blink of an eye.
Fellow rich person.
Yeah. So I land in Austin, and I tried to. So when I can't get a lift home, like if Carl's busy or something, and she can't pick me up from the airport, I'll usually take a taxi, because I don't know. I don't know the process of. There's a bunch of Ubers waiting in line, and then you have to open up the app and connect to one. It's just like, whatever. I'll just pay for a cab. They're the same price, and fuck Uber. And I get to Austin, and I'm like, all right, I'll do the same thing. Fatal mistake. Fatal. That taxi fucking fatality'd my ass.
In what way?
Okay, so when I was checking into the hotel, I saw these other dudes that I saw at the airport, and I was like, hey, I recognize you guys. Did you take a cab here? And they're like, no, we took a Lyft. I was like, how much was your Lyft? And they were like, $27. I was like, oh,
How
my
much was
God.
your cab?
$80.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
I was telling you after you told me the story when we met up Friday night that me and my ex, when we went to New York City, she wanted to use Uber initially, and I was like, "Nah, come on, let's just use the New York City cabs. It'd be easier. They're more around. It'll probably be even cheaper too, or at least similar." And it was like close to triple the price, and I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
fuck!"
I couldn't
Fuck.
believe it. I'm like, Uber's been drinking your guys' milkshake for so long. You don't even want to try and be competitive? $80, fuck me. So I get there, I check in, I get into my room, and I was staying at a Best Western, and Christ, the word best is doing some serious heavy lifting. Like, it fucking stunk in there. They have like a desk to set your shit up on, and it was covered in burn marks from people leaving like lit ciggies or like lit joints, but just like these huge long melt marks in it. Everything in the bathroom that had metal was like rusty. The fucking showers leaking. It felt like I checked into the hotel that adult Josh Haskins, Tom Hanks in Big checks into. When he hears like people fighting in foreign languages and slapping the shit out of each other, and he's just curled up in the corner crying. Like I felt like doing that.
Did you complain?
No. I mean, what the fuck am I gonna do? I did
Talk to the
realize.
manager.
I was like, shit. I forgot to. I wanted to stop somewhere between leaving my place in L.A. and checking into the hotel to get like a little travel toothpaste. And I was like, they always have some sort of like toiletries for sale down by the check-in. So I go down there, and of course there's no toothpaste. So I get back in the elevator, and as the door's about to shut, this girl like rushes on, and she looked a little goth, like she had a lot of facial piercings. She had like, big boobies and super, super short shorts with an alarming amount of buttocks hanging out of them. And I was just like, okay, she is definitely a sex worker, definitely a prostitute. And she got off on the floor below mine, so the elevator starts going, and she just puts her hands in her face and starts sobbing. And, my awkward ass, I'm just like, the hell do I do here? What is the move? Every instinct in my body is telling me to just keep your fucking mouth shut and let this pass. But, like, am I an asshole? Should I be a gentleman? Do I go over and, like, pat her on the back and be like, there? Like, I was like, I don't know what to fucking do in this situation. I need an adult. This is above my pay grade. I don't know what to do with a crying prostitute in the fucking elevator of my hotel.
What did you do?
I just froze. I was like, ooh, maybe this will just...
Should have patted her on the back. Hey, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah, because then it's like...
a little tap on the bum.
Yeah, then it's the flip out. Get the fuck away from me, you piece of shit! Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Just trying to help. I didn't know what to do.
Just gentle back rub. Hey, it's gonna be all right. No, it's not. You know what? You might be right. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
yeah, and this elevator ride is too short for me to get the whole backstory here. So like the door opened up and she was still just like sobbing into her hands, and I was like, as she looks up and see the doors open and fucking peaced out, and I was just like, oh, all right, I guess I dodged a bullet there. And then I called an Uber, met up with Jeff and his homie.
Right.
Went to a bar,
Nice little Friday.
got a buffalo chicken po' boy, which, whoa, just exquisite. Wonderful
Yeah.
food in Austin.
Yeah. Austin really killed it on the food front. Me and you had a real food blowout on Monday before we hit the airport. Downtown Austin was fun. Yeah, we hung out with you met up with me and Georgie at La Vaca, which is like an Austin sports bar. There's a few of them though around town. Well, Georgie is almost as big of a sports fan as I am. Not as big, but close. And the Lakers were playing, so we had to go somewhere for the Laker game. Downtown's a pretty sick vibe. It was the only time that I was out there for this trip. So yeah, Kevin met at the sports bar. We ended up hitting this outdoor patio spot. Can't remember the name. Then we went to an arcade bar. I don't remember the name of any of the bars actually after La Vaca. I wasn't even that trash after La Vaca. I did end up getting trash.
The
by the
arcade
end of
one
the
was
night.
like ninja something, like flying ninja, something to do with ninjas, or kung fu something.
Kung Fu Saloon. Does
Maybe.
that sound right?
Yeah, but that place kind of fucked me. It like I was waiting at the bar trying to get a drink, and someone must have cropped us to me because it smelled like farts. And then we're trying to figure out the system to get, change your dollars into coins to play all the arcade games, and it's a tap, so you have to tap your thingy, and it was $1.50 to like just play Pac-Man. That was pretty shocking. I was like, Jesus Christ, inflation is a motherfucker, huh? $1.50 to play Pac-Man? And I was just like, all right, well, I've had a few drinks. I want to play Pac-Man. Tap my card. A credit goes in. I hit the button. Credit vanishes. I was like, wait a second. Tap my card again. Credit pops in. Instantly vanishes. And I paid $3 to not play Pac-Man.
Did you say
Yeah.
anything?
No. I saved myself the time. I'm well experienced with what happens when I try to get some customer service. I'm told to set my dick on fire and fuck myself in the ass. So I just skipped that step.
You were
Shut up,
with Jeff
nerd.
though, right?
Yeah.
To be honest,
Jeff
I
would have
wanted
been able. Jeff would have been able to get you your $3 back and a free play.
Yeah.
Perhaps if I went for it, but I actually didn't really want to be in the arcade bar, so I was happy that it fucked Kevin and we can get out of there. Then we went to a dive bar after. Kevin, between travel and stuff, didn't end up coming in, but that was so much fun, dude. It was all like Austin college kids. Like most of them are right around 21. There's probably a couple that snuck in. It was just dick to ass. It was so packed. And these kids were having so much fun, and I was just in a great mood. I was loving it. I was just people watching and just watching these kids tear it up and reminiscing about college. So
Did every dude in there have a perm? Was every dude a broccoli
No.
head?
I feel like the broccoli head, maybe I wasn't paying attention. I feel like the broccoli head kind of missed the Austin Texas college scene.
Oh, dude, when we were walking from one bar to a different bar that night, like every dude that walked by had a fucking perm.
Okay.
It really
I
makes
guess
me
I just
wonder,
didn't
like,
notice it.
are these like kids going to the salon and getting fucking perms, or is just like every dude born with curly hair now? I can't figure it out.
No, they're definitely getting perms. It's kind of like Ben Stiller and Starsky and Hutch. It's definitely a perm.
So how late were you out for when you went to that dive bar?
But I don't know. I mean, the bar closed at 2. I think we were there until last call.
No shit.
I pretty much partied until last call Friday and Saturday.
No shit.
Thursday I went out bar hopping in South Austin with Georgie and Galupi. But they both got to work and I just traveled in. So I was down to leave somewhat early. I think we were out until like 1 a.m. anyways, but still, didn't like close down the bar or anything. Got after it Saturday, Friday with you, like we were just talking about. We'll obviously talk about Saturday, but that was another fun time that I was out late at night for. So
Yeah. Yeah,
Sunday was chill.
Sunday was chill. Saturday, I was catching some of the other stuff at the festival. And then so my hotel was about a mile, I think, from the theater. So after paying for that taxi, I was just like, I'm walking everywhere that I possibly fucking can. So I did a lot of walking back and forth between the theater and the hotel because I got all these things printed up, these flyers, so you could like scan the QR code and see the trailer, and there's like an email address for bonus level productions if anybody sees it and wants to get in touch. So I wanted to hand those out to people that I saw, find a spot to like leave them out in the theater. Shout out to Galaxy Theaters, by the way. Fucking cool theater chain. I've never been to one, but I guess they have just like a small handful around the country, but I really like that place.
How did you feel about it, Jeff?
It was sick. It was a good time. That my Galupi bought beers before the second coming of John Cooper, and they were like 30-ounce beers, or like a bucket of beer.
Yeah, I was telling everybody, I'm like, hey, because a lot of people showed up early. I'm like, go get fucking beer, like drink up. The movie's funnier if you've had a few beers. Trust me. Trying to get everybody loosened up, but yeah, we met a lot of really fucking cool people.
Did the Pooman turn out?
Oh yeah, yep. I got told by the theater that or the festival that we were by far outselling everything and almost had the theater full. And it, in all honesty, once we got in there, it didn't look full. I mean, there was a lot of butts in seats, but I got contacted by people afterwards. Like some people bought tickets and couldn't make it last minute, and then like one or two people said they bought tickets just to show support, even though they couldn't make it. And I was just like, well, I mean, that's very nice of you. I appreciate that. But a very, very good turnout, and I saw, met some people that I've met, many, many times at Ellis.
Yeah, because you've been to Austin for Ellis related stuff before.
Yeah, I've been to Austin before, and a lot of these people have been coming to Ellis events since even before I started working for the show. So like Caesar and his wife Trish were there, Joe and Sarah somebody were there. I've met those crews a bunch of times.
Yeah, he's from Colorado. Colorado.
Yeah. Him and his wife flew in from Colorado just to see the movie. I couldn't fucking believe it.
Yeah, it was fucking sick, dude.
Yeah.
Joe is good people.
Yeah. Yeah. Got to meet Brian, who's been a longtime Puminati, big supporter of the show.
Brian from Houston.
People were driving in from like Houston, Dallas, San Antonio. This dude Isaac showed up and hooked me up with some pre-rolls. So shout out to you, Isaac.
Yeah, we got a family from San Antonio show up. Well, two couples. There were the husbands were related. Excuse me.
Yeah, dude and his brother,
Ryan
their
and
wives,
Evan,
and Ellie, and I didn't catch the younger wife's name, but she was very sweet.
She was very nice. Everyone was sick. Chloe, she followed me on Instagram, so I saw that. Oh, I remembered it anyway. I'm usually pretty good with names. I think one of those, I don't know, it's a weird Jeff Clark thing.
But I mean, every single one of them. Like, we had so many people show up, and they were all so fucking cool. Like, very supportive, very nice, and when the screening, the screening came and went very well. A lot of big laughs. Did a little Q&A afterwards, and everybody threw out a lot of good questions. Like,
were there actually questions this time?
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, because it's always so awkward because I've done Q&As before and nobody fucking asks anything, and then it's just like,
so
all right, I'll just go over here and fuck myself.
The only Q&A I've been a part of was the one at Smod Fest. At the Smod Castle Film Festival.
Yeah.
Where nobody said anything.
And that was one of the most packed showings that I've ever done for the movie.
Was this showing just you? Was it or was it a block like the other one?
No, it was just John Cooper. There was nothing padding it out to round out the block.
So it was just you and only people that were there to see that versus it being John Cooper and several shorts.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
I also met this dude, Christian, and his fiance, and they were like they came up to me after the screening, and they were like, Kevin, just wanted to come say hi. It's great to meet you. The movie was fucking awesome, and we flew in from Canada. So I was just like, holy shit, because that happened at Culver City Film Festival. There was a couple that flew in from Canada just to see the movie. So I was just like, oh my God, that's fucking crazy. And I'm like, and then it dawned on me, they're not Puminati. They've never listened to the show. They had no idea who I was until seeing the movie. And I felt like the biggest chode on the face of the fucking earth. I was mortified.
Then why would they tell you that they flew in from Canada for it?
Because they had a short in the festival. And they just looked at the lineup and they're like, oh, this looks like an interesting feature. I'll come check this out.
Yeah, I mean, in their head, it's a completely natural statement. Like, hey, we flew in from Canada. Great work. Glad to see your movie. But it's easy for Kevin. And I don't know if I said anything stupid, but I kind of had the same takeaway. I was like, oh, awesome. That's awesome that you came out from Canada. I don't think it was I don't think I said, hey, thanks for listening to MSPH. I could have, though. And if I did, they probably were like, yeah, okay.
It honestly didn't
thank you for flying down here just to see my movie. And they're like, no.
I don't even think it fully registered with me. Like that meter in your head when it flips up to got it. I don't think that even fully clicked until
they had walked away
the next day. Even
you saw him again.
Yeah, because he was like, "Hey, this is fucking cool, man. I heard you have a podcast." I was like, "Oh, no, oh, I'm such an ass clown." Because he's like, "Yeah, I have a short in the fest." I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking crazy. What are the chances?" And he must have been like, "Wow, this guy's an idiot." I'm dealing with a moron. What a coincidence
that Puminati has a film in this festival too.
Yeah.
Oh, my dumbass would have. I would have kept. Yeah, I would have probably thought something like that. Oh my God, you're a filmmaker. Awesome film festival. How random.
I'm still just mortified on the inside over this. This is.
Do you know his name? What if he's listening now?
Well, he said he was going to check the show out. So if he is listening, shout out to Christian Trenier.
and our bad.
Who had, by the way, an awesome fucking short.
You saw it?
Yeah, because Sunday.
Did you tell him you flew in all the way from LA for it?
Because I think I was still under the impression that he was a listener. So when he told me,
you rated a point.
Yeah, when he told me he had a short in the festival, I'm like, well, fuck, man, you came and checked out my shit. 100% will come and check out your shit. Because the only thing I was really planning on doing on Sunday, the next day, was going to the awards ceremony, and I kind of left the trip sort of up in the air because, again, I've been to Austin a handful of times, and I always forget how big it is. I think the last time I was in Austin was pre-pandemic, so I kind of just assumed that I would be meeting up with Jeff and his homies, and we'd be going on food adventures and stuff, or something would be happening. And when it dawned on me that like I have all this extra time, it was just like, well, shit, why not? I'm at a festival. I always like to check out some of the other stuff that's going on. So why not check out a block of shorts? But it was also like, this is not my first festival, and a lot of times stuff gets paired up with John Cooper, and I've sat through some brutal stuff, and I was prepared to, be like, all right, this could be a little bit of work. And I shit you not, I was pissing myself for like 90 minutes. They put together, I think, a dozen shorts just in this one block that I watched. And they were stellar. I couldn't believe they were like SNL, like sketch, like TV sketch show comedy shorts caliber. Like they were all really, really clever, really, really funny, just sharp. Each one was unique. It had its own like thumbprint of humor, and I was fucking blown away. Like no bullshit. They were solid. And Christians was called You Can't Write This. You can't let me Google it because it's like I don't want to ruin the bit and try to like explain what it was. It's way funnier if you just watch it.
You can't write this on television?
No, I think it was like You Can't Write This Stuff. Sorry. I feel like a fucking jerk off, but man, it was so goddamn funny. And like all the other ones, there were like fake trailers. There were like almost like episodic things. There were just straight up like a 20-minute short film called A Duffel Bag Full of Cobras that reminded me a little bit of that Kung Fury movie. So it was like aged and made to look retro, even though it wasn't, and just real strange out there kind of humor. Yeah, You Can't Write This Stuff. If you type in You Can't Write This Stuff on YouTube, followed by Christian Trenier, you will see it. And he's been like making YouTube shorts for a while, so he's got like a whole bunch of stuff on there. Really, really fucking cool dude. And yeah, that short was fucking great. I met also.
How do you spell his last name?
Trineer. And, we got a lot of Canadian Poomanati, so if you guys want to support your fellow Canadian filmmakers, check this guy out. I also met these people that do something on YouTube called The Writer's Room Show, and they had a couple shorts that were in this block that were phenomenal. And, once it was done, we all were hanging out in the lobby just, like, bullshitting and, telling jokes and talking about stories from set and just all over the place. And before I even knew it, like 2 hours had gone by. We were just in the lobby just bullshitting for like 2 hours. And then we all went out and got some food together and then came back to do the award ceremony. And, which was the closing out of the festival. Yeah, John Cooper, if you follow Instagram, did pretty well. Walked away with 3 awards.
So, that's right.
Shout out to Lane Compton, who played John Cooper. He got Best Actor.
Yeah,
which
was pretty much second coming of John Cooper is pretty much a NORA at the Austin Film Festival.
We got the audience award. So shout out to all the Poomanati who came and, the other filmmakers who came and checked it out and everybody who voted for it. And Best Belly Laugh, which I didn't fully understand that one because it wasn't attributed to one joke. When they sort of were queuing up the award, they were kind of spelling it out like it was, this is the project that had us belly laughing through the whole thing. Best belly laugh. And I was like, okay. It's kind of feels a little bit like I won a Dundee. Got bushiest beaver. But we got 3 awards, and I was texting Lane from the seat. Like they gave you get like a little statuette and then like a framed almost certificate. So I was taking pictures of it and texting it to Lane. I'm like, check you out, motherfucker. You just got best actor. And he was pumped.
Oh yeah, dude.
So it was very, very solid festival. Shout out
But
to
you didn't get best feature.
wait, what are you fucking doing, Shuddy boy?
I'm sorry. Like it just seems like that should also be in this. Like I don't understand.
I mean, I also should have sold the movie by now, but
Well,
what can you do?
yes, we're in agreement.
Let's point out all the things that you haven't succeeded in, Shuddy.
I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry. Like it was more of an incredulous. You didn't win best feature, not me rubbing your nose in it. It was more of an exasperated exclamation.
Well, I don't know. What sort of response did you expect there, Shuddy?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
no,
I totally forgot. Yeah.
I understand. I apologize for my timing and my phrasing.
Good having you here, Shuddy.
Listen, I've had very little to add to this Austin conversation since I wasn't there, so I needed to say something.
And what you said, I thought was perfect.
Yeah.
Kevin might disagree,
So glad you chimed in.
but
But
Shuddy, you would have had a blast if you came out to Austin. Let me tell you.
Oh my
I
God,
know I
yeah.
would have.
I mean, I know how much you love going to like Alice Manias and stuff and meeting the fans. I mean, there was an after party right after the John Cooper screening for the festival, and we blew that off to go party with the Puminati. Went to a beer hall that on a Saturday night at like 10 o'clock was a fucking ghost town, which was really weird.
Dude,
I could not explain
that
that.
that was a bummer. It was called the Brewatorium. It had so much potential. It was fucking huge. And like the people, like the Puminati were like the only people there. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. And like they were disappointed to be serving us. Like they're like, we're trying to fucking leave here and go to a cooler place tonight since it's the weekend. It's like, well, the fuck? This is a brewery. Like it was huge. It
Yeah.
was so big. They had so many beers, and there's they were done by I don't know. What time did we leave? You said like 11.
Yeah, they closed at 11 and kicked us out. We got there at like 10, and I maybe it's because people know they close so early that they don't even fucking bother with it. But we
So where'd you go after that?
Believe they're like they had the whole energy. Like, believe these assholes coming to our place.
yeah, like oh god, fucking customers, great. The one thing we don't want.
It's like how I was as a fry side cook at Applebee's. It's like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, an order at 10:45. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
But after that, we went because I think a lot of people, the movie showed at 7:45, and then we just went straight to a bar, and I think people were kind of hoping that they could eat and get dinner at this place, and they didn't serve food. Oh no, the kitchen was closed,
Yeah,
and I
of
know
course.
a lot of people in the Puminati were bummed out by that. So when that place closed, we went to a pizza place, Home Slice. Which,
The Austin based. I think there's a few of them. Austin based New York style pizza.
yeah, and it was quite delicious.
It was really good. The Austin pizza scene is sick. I got Detroit style pizza from the same spot that I had a few years ago that I raved about. They had it at a bar near Georgie's. They popped up at a bunch of different places called Via 313, and that was fucking sick. And then this New York style spot, Home Slice, was delicious.
Yeah.
They had a whole bar, indoor restaurant, outdoor restaurant, pizza window. So I kind of like covered all the bases.
Yeah.
And they also had a collaboration with this brewery that I love that I went to Sunday morning. We'll talk about that was doing Italian lagers, and it was I was in heaven between this beer and this Italian lager, or between the pizza and the Italian lager beer. It was fucking sick.
Nice.
But the coolest thing, not the coolest, there was a lot of cool things. And I can't stress this enough. Hanging out at the Puminati was fucking awesome. They were all so cool.
Yeah.
But one of the cooler things of the night was, Shuddy, one of the guys who worked at Home Slice recognized either Kevin's voice and or face and was like, "Oh my God, Kevin," or said something like that. Holy, like Kevin, holy shit. And Georgie and Galupi were just, and me to a lesser degree, were just fucking stunned. Like, what the hell? This guy, like, he wasn't at the movie theater. I don't know. Maybe he knew him from Ellis and Kevin's previous trips to Austin with the Ellis crew, but fucking picked him out on site. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's like, "What are you doing in Austin?" I'm like, "Ah, my movie just played at a festival tonight." He's like, "Oh, that's sick."
So he didn't. So he's not Puminati then.
I guess not.
No?
But
So
yeah,
who cares?
I did have to like clarify and be like, "Hey, I should point out this fucking never happens." Like, I think the last time that I got recognized in public outside of like, "Hey, I'm the movie showing here, come out to this event where I will be," and then people showing up to see me, just like a random person on the street recognizing me. I don't think that's happened since I was in Florida with, I think, Carl and my mom, and we were going to see a movie. And while I was waiting in line for popcorn, somebody recognized me. But like, those never happen. Those, just like a random recognition in public, happens like once, maybe every 3 years, if that.
It happened to me that one time at the Misfits concert, and it was delightful.
Yeah, they are nice. It's happened to me a couple of times where I was out on dates, and I was like, "Oh, fuck yeah." Just like, find me after this and like sneak me your Venmo, and I'll like,
I'll pay you.
I'll buy you a beer. You have no idea what you just did for me. But yeah, it was sick. It was a very fun time. And then, you guys split off, but I had a fucking headache like you wouldn't believe. That headache lasted for like 2 or 3 days too. So like, as much as I wanted to just like keep the night going and just like enjoy being out of town, being in Texas, and just riding the high of showing the movie and having a good night, just the amount of energy it took to power through my headache and just be like diplomatic and friendly and talk to people just took everything out. So I ended up walking home from that, or home. I walked to the hotel from that pizza place.
We saw that. We drove
you
past you in the middle, like you walking. We're like, what the fuck, dude? What is he doing?
Yeah.
You should have just asked. You should have just asked Georgie, or I think Georgie was driving to drop you off at the hotel.
Nah, I didn't want to.
Yeah, but you guys could have stopped and asked him if he wanted a ride to the hotel.
Well, I kind of assumed he called an Uber and was meeting it down the street for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know. How long was the walk?
It was a mile. It was nothing.
All right. That's a mile I wouldn't have walked.
Well, I try.
I certainly would have asked George. Why didn't you ask George?
No, because in all honesty, like, with all the beer and all the shitty food, like bad for you food that I ate, I try to get at least 10,000 steps a day. And there's no way I was like getting on the floor and doing push-ups and crunches or anything in that hotel room. So it was just like, I want to walk. I want to get as many steps in as I possibly can. Yeah, and then I guess after the awards ceremony, I called an Uber to Galupi's place, and we hung out there and had some beers, and his family was just absolutely wonderful. It's a really
I had
fucking
a fire
good trip.
in the backyard.
Yeah.
I smoked a cigar.
Did
crushed those Italian lagers. It's pretty happy.
Jeff was just sitting there like Kingpin with like a beer, a stogie, and the fucking smoke from this fire was just billowing right at Jeff the whole time, and refused to move. He's like, no! It was so fucking funny.
It was okay. Hold on. It wasn't the whole time. It did. The smoke did move around to the point where I was like, I think it's going to hit me regardless. But maybe it did go to my direction more often than your guys's.
It really like blowing towards you, and like the way I was sitting with the way the lights in the backyard were hitting, it looked like a forest fire was just blowing directly on you. You're just trying to dodge it with your face.
Yeah, some of my clothes just smell like campfire.
Oh, all my clothes.
Dude, it was a pain in the ass because we had this whole idea to do the fire for most of the day. And I went to like 3 different spots looking for firewood, and like no place in South Austin had firewood. It was fucking pain in the ass. So he had some leftover wood in the whatever it's called, the fire pit, I guess. And he was able to get a fire going, but it was a lot of smoke. And I don't know, there's only a few good parts of the fire, if that makes sense. But I mean, it was cool drinking beer, smoking a stogie, and hanging out with the homies. So
yeah,
I had fun regardless, even though I probably inhaled a whole bunch of fucking smoke that might come back and bite me in the ass on top of my cigar.
Yeah. And then the next day we went and got what was our meal? Oh,
dude, we went hard.
So like I was kind of like looking around trying to find some good food moves on Reddit and stuff, and people were hitting me up with suggestions, and I found this place called Bird Biscuit, which does like breakfast sandwiches and fried chicken sandwiches, and the buns are these in-house fresh made biscuits. And I went solo there one day for as like a breakfast move, and holy shit, it floored me. It was one of the most good, if not the most perfect biscuit I've ever had. And then it was just like, crispy bacon, a flap of scrambled eggs, some cheese, and then a bacon chipotle aioli on it. And it was absolutely fucking delightful. It was like $10. Couldn't believe it. So I honestly would have gone back there a second time this trip just to try one of their fried chicken sandwiches. And Jeff's move was, oh, let's get fried chicken. We'll get fried chicken.
Oh, come on. It wasn't just like that. So, Shuddy, Monday, Ryan went into or Galuppi went into the office, and he wanted us to meet up with him for lunch by his office. So he gave me the location of a spot that was a taqueria. I had as much tacos this past week as Kevin had fried chicken. So I wasn't really feeling the taco thing. But when I searched the directions, I saw an icon for Gus's fried chicken right next to the taco spot that we're going to go, right next to Galuppi's office. And I used to eat so much Gus's fried chicken during the pandemic when they were in Long Beach. It was fucking incredible. And I mean, it's probably my favorite fried chicken, American, not counting Korean fried chicken, I've ever eaten. And they moved out of they closed their spot in Long Beach a couple of years ago. So I haven't had it in a while, and I saw it and I was like, fuck it, let's do it. I didn't think anyone would have any problems with fried chicken. So we went down there and hit up Gus's, and I loved it. I fucking loved that meal.
I just found it so funny that like Austin has such bomb food, and there's so many just like mom and pop places that are unique to Austin, and Jeff just picks up fried chicken chain.
I don't hate it.
Gus is phenomenal. Well, I mean, I had Detroit style pizza, I had New York style pizza, I had fucking breakfast tacos, I think a little bit of Tex-Mex. Me and Kevin ended up doing the Texas barbecue move before going to the airport. So like, I feel like I hit a bunch of different spots and ate a bunch of different stuff. But yeah, I guess fried chicken is pretty on brand for me, and I'm okay with that. I don't feel bad at all. I don't. Sorry, I had to make you fucking eat some delicious fried chicken, Kevin.
Oh, I hear there's a McDonald's by where Galuppi works. Oh no, and a Burger King too. Let's do Burger King.
There's not
You
that
know,
many Gus's, you fucking bitch boy.
Jeff, what I'm hearing is that you spent your own hard-earned money to go support him and his dream, and all he's done is shit all over you for being a supportive friend.
I'm hearing something similar, and I will say I am more or less using the money that I won off of Roy McIlroy and Justin Thomas and golf bets. But
It's
still,
irrelevant. It's irrelevant where it came from, Jeff. You earned it.
it's not blood money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, but that bar. So our last
So
meal
hold
in
on.
Texas was
Hold,
barbecue.
hold on. You pulled some Kevin. I don't even know if it's Kevin Kraft shit, but I think it is. Kevin, and I think you know this place. Kevin saw that there was this ice cream cookie brownie ice cream sandwich spot in Austin. I think I took you there. It's called the Baked Bear. Remember going to
Yep.
that place in
Yeah, the
Hermosa
one.
Beach?
Yeah, when we were at. Yeah. Yes, I do remember
And
the baked bear.
yeah, so Kevin found out there was one in Austin, and he had it in his fucking head. He brought it up I don't know how many times while we were hanging out in Austin.
Yeah, because
That we
George
have
brought
to.
it up
Oh, did he?
on
Okay, my bad.
night number one. He brought it up, and like I forgot that was the name of the place in Hermosa Beach. So when I pulled it up and I saw the pictures of this, sweets are heroin to me, and once the thought gets into my head, I have to eat it. That's the only way it's going to
Right.
get out of my head. Shuddy, I'm texting a picture right now to the group chat. You have to see this fucking sandwich. Because, it's one of those places where you pick the ice cream and you pick the cookies that they sandwich it with. And they had Cinnamon Toast Crunch ones. They had Funfetti ones. They had Snickerdoodles. They have all these ones you can get. And then you can even go on top of that and get it like drizzled with fucking hot fudge or like have extra toppings put on top of it. But they had gooey butter cake cookies with this just like, what do they call it? Like bear tracks, bear poop. It was like blue ice cream with like cookies and cream and brownies mixed into it.
Yeah, it was like their version of Cookie Monster. I think it was Bear Monster, right? I don't know. It was
Yeah, it
like
might
their
have been Bear Monster.
version of like Cookie Monster ice cream.
But holy shit, it was magnificent.
And I did poop green this morning,
You did?
like I was hoping. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It was more of a forest green. There was a little bit of brown in there.
That might have been the poop.
But yeah, Kevin kept bringing it up after George mentioned it. It so happened to be like a mile from the lunch spot that we met Galuppi at, and I really didn't want to eat this. I mean, it wasn't that he didn't have to pull my leg that hard, but he was like, "Can we go?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, whatever." I got to turn down an ice cream cookie sandwich. I'm on vacation, whatever. So
Isn't there
we
anything
did
more
it.
basic? Can we go to like a Carvel?
Dude, fuck you. You love Carvel. Dude, you had Pizza Hut pan pizza on your fucking master's menu. You have some nerve. You have some fucking nerve, Kevin.
Look, man, I just wanted to go with the best of the best.
He had re-microwaved Kraft macaroni and cheese on his fucking like.
Dude, you had
Kevin,
mozzarella
clean-
sticks.
Didn't we clean that up to twice baked Kraft mac and cheese?
Yeah. I classed it up.
All right. Anyways, we did that. It was a nice little lunch dessert, which is a rare move for me. I usually only do breakfast or nighttime desserts, but hey, fuck it. Little midday ice cream cookie sandwich. What am I? I'm not going to turn one of those down. And this place is phenomenal. It was funny too. We're making jokes about this. The ice cream cookie sandwich was $9. And it was like, that's oddly cheap for where we are right now. And like the American economy.
I mean, Shuddy, did you see the amount of ice cream that they scooped out and sandwiched between those cookies? Those weren't like small cookies. That was a heaving portion of dessert. And for $9 in Austin, I was just like, all right. Fucking
It was a good
partying.
deal. Yeah,
Partying.
fuck yeah, dude.
But yeah, our final move for food was Terry Black's, which is a very popular and famous barbecue spot in Austin. I've done, I guess, the most famous one, which is Franklin's. And if you want to go there, you have to like camp out the night before or wait in hours and hours and hours worth of a line to get in, or put your order in months in advance to get takeout. And the only reason I had it was my brother-in-law's bachelor party was in Austin, in 2019, and one of his college buddies, did his homework, and we got a massive spread of Franklin's takeout barbecue, which was delicious. So everybody says, Terry Black's, it's right up there. It's phenomenal. And if you get in before 5 p.m., you're golden, which we did. And it's sort of like cafeteria style. So like you take your tray, you go to the side station to where, you pick your sides, and then you go over to the meat station, which they have many of, and there's like a carver with a scale, and you just pick the shit you want off the menu. You tell them the weight, the smallest you can get is 1/3 of a pound, and then they chop it up, they weigh it, and put it right on your plate, and then you just pay cafeteria style. And you do pay dearly.
Yeah.
That was the most
expensive.
How much was it?
I think each of our plates were $50.
But how much food did you get?
Yeah, it was 1/3. Like Kevin said, it's 1/3 of a pound minimum per meat serving that you got. He got 3 meat servings. I got 2 and 2 sides. He got 3 and 1 side. We each got cornbread and a drink.
Yeah, because I wanted to try all the different meats. So we each got.
Well, so each 1/3 of a pound was essentially $13, roughly.
Pretty much,
looking
yeah.
at their menu.
Yeah.
So you got just $39 in meats,
Yeah.
roughly.
For a pound.
Yeah.
I got a pound of meat. Yeah.
And then with the sides and drinks, and then you tip. My shit came out to like $55, $56. I was like, fuck. But I got brisket, and all the cutlery was plastic, and I cut the brisket with a plastic fork. It was that tender, and it was the best barbecue I've ever eaten. It was fucking insane.
I mean, the price doesn't matter if it's fucking worth it, and it sounds like it was worth it.
Yeah, so we both got brisket and pork ribs, and then my third one was chopped beef. And they have those barbecue sauce little fucking squeeze bottles, and everything I ate was just drenched in it. And we were both talking about how like we are really queuing up our butts to poop in the worst spot possible on a flight.
Which I was gonna say, if you were listening earlier.
Yeah. I took my first shit though a couple hours ago after my morning coffee.
I'm sure it was glorious.
Did you stick to under a foot of poop?
I don't think I got to a full foot.
I shit out a full sausage link.
But it was painted against the bowl. It was pretty gross. Duck bogey.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there you go. Austin. Great fucking trip. Wonderful.
Fucking ruled.
Shout out to Texas. Shout out to all the Poomanati that came out. Shout out to all those cool filmmakers I got to meet and hang out with. And shout out to the Comedy Film Festival.
And thank you, Christian, for flying all the way down from Canada to see John Cooper.
So embarrassing.
Yeah. The Somebody couple, Ellie and Ryan. It was fucking awesome.
It was. Real quick, because we definitely do have lots of shenanigans we can get to today. I did catch a film, and I'll keep it brief since Jeff already saw it. I watched the Warfare. The new is it Alex Garland?
I almost called him Andrew Garfield. I think that's the president of that.
No, Andrew Garfield is Spider-Man.
Oh, right.
But yeah, Alex Garland. I don't know, but Alex Garland is the writer director, and he wrote it and directed it with a dude who was one of the survivors of that battle that they showed. So it's essentially just one battle, Where these guys get their cover blown somewhere, but doing like surveillance, and it just goes to shit. And it was very intense. You know, they tried to make it as realistic and grounded as possible, and they did a great job with that. The sound design was crazy, all the bullets whizzing by and explosions and stuff. And Jeff was talking about how much he loves the opening scene where the soldiers are all watching. Like, was it the music video for "Call on Me, Call on
Yeah.
Me, Call on Me"?
That was like their pre-battle hype song, and it did not make any sense. I think I mentioned this on the podcast last week during my Warfare review, but I'm trying to skip all the trailers,
Yeah.
or miss all the trailers, and I walked in right as that song was on. I was like, "What the fuck?" At first, I was confused. Am I in the wrong movie? Is this still a commercial? And then the actors come on, or the soldiers come on the screen. It's like, oh, this is actually fucking sweet.
I was confused a little bit too because the footage of it was grainy and it just shows like an aerobics class and some like smoking hot girls in it, and they have like their entire asses hanging out, and the camera's like right underneath them, and they're like twerking on it. And I'm like, whoa, this is a very graphic way to start this movie. What is even fucking happening? And then it just shows all the soldiers huddled around a laptop watching it and cheering. And I was like, wow, I never knew. I heard that, everybody's heard that song like a trillion times. It's fucking inescapable. But I never knew that I guess that must be the music video for it. Right?
Mhm.
I guess?
Yeah.
I don't know. They never really spelled it out, but that's a raunchy ass
I've seen
video.
that music video a whole bunch of times. That's it's like my new pump up song in the morning. It's like, get after it. I'm gonna win some bets today. Call on me.
Jeff's about to take a big barbecue shit. Call on me. Call on
For
me.
sure. For sure.
But I liked it. I think the fact that it was so grounded and realistic that it didn't leave it open for the usual Hollywood close calls, crazy cinematic action stuff, because it was more suspenseful than actiony. And there's a lot of points where like a couple dudes get like viciously injured, and it's them just screaming bloody murder at the top of their lungs for a really long time, and that was just like almost a little too intense for me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, very well made. I enjoyed it. It's like a 3.5 dicker for me.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Sinners last week. It was pretty good. Dude, it's we go to the Cinemark usually every Tuesday because it's discount movie day. I really like that theater, and I don't know, whatever, it's Long Beach Theater. So, but for like the third consecutive week, Cheech usually drives. And not that it matters. Well, it does matter because I'm chilling passenger side, and I'm like trying to drink out of my thermos. And for the third straight week, I'll just time it where Cheech will accelerate and the water will dump on me, and the water just like covered me.
Dump on me.
And like yeah, dude, I walked into the Sinners movie like just drenched. I didn't have like a backup shirt. It was fucking embarrassing. Thank God. I mean, it was.
Therefore, I will suck half of a sinner's dick.
Dude, I want to knock it down. I want to blame Sinners for this. Also, it was like one of the worst theater experiences I've ever had. Some fucking guy kept yelling "yeehaw" whenever the white vampire showed up, and he like would commentate throughout the entire movie and yell stuff out. It fucking sucked.
Was anybody booing him?
No. It like just motivated people to talk also. So like there was multiple people talking. That sucked. But the movie is pretty good. I just can't. It's not fair to the Sinners movie. It was pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. But I just kept comparing it to From Dusk Till Dawn. It's pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a very similar movie that I think Ryan Coogler said he was inspired by that movie. So that's how I just kept looking at it, and I looked at it as like a 65% version of From Dusk Till Dawn, which to me is a 5 dicker.
I agree. I think From Dusk Till Dawn is a five dicker, but I felt like Sinners had enough of its own original stuff going on to pull it past that for me. And I don't know. I thought Sinners was fucking sick. I loved it. But
I thought it was good. I'll settle with a 3.5. I just thought Clooney and Tarantino, our brother Michael B. Jordan, who's good. I don't hate on Michael B. Jordan pulling double duty, and Salma Hayek is better than Haley Steinfeld. Steinfeld. Who would be the Salma Hayek comp in that one? Would it be, or the, I guess excuse me, who would be the Haley Steinfeld comp in From Dusk Till Dawn? I don't want to get too spoilery, but is it the sister, Harvey Keitel's daughter, or would it be Salma Hayek?
I mean,
don't know,
I don't
whatever.
think it's that derivative to where each character has their own carbon copy in each film.
You're right. I guess I can't get it out of my head of comparing that to the From Dusk Till Dawn. I will say, so there's a couple of the characters in the movie is a couple that owns a grocery store in Mississippi, and it's a Chinese couple, and
No, they own multiple businesses in Mississippi because the dad and the daughter are at the grocery store, and then the mom is over at like the goods store running that.
yeah. The mother put together the sign for the speakeasy or the bar that the Michael B. Jordan the twins were building. But I thought it was like some sort of like symbolism thing, like Asian grocery store owner in a black community. I thought it was that. And we were talking, it was me, Bill Cheech, and Bill's girlfriend who went and saw the movie. And Bill, and I was ridiculous. I wonder, I'm going to go Google what, like the meaning, like why he chose that. Like, what was he trying to say? And Bill was like, well, maybe they just had Chinese grocery store owners. I was like, what? Like, no way. Like,
I found that hard to believe too.
I would have bet my fucking life that there was not Chinese people in Mississippi. I would still, before I found out the answer, I would still have bet money that there are no Chinese owned stores in Mississippi. Still to this day. Apparently, this blew my fucking mind. It was like the time that I saw that Tulsa bombing thing in Watchmen. Apparently, there's this thing called like Chinese Mississippi Delta, and it was essentially like after the Emancipation Proclamation, the slaves are freed. The Southerners like, well, what are we going to do now? All right, let's use Chinese people, and fucking like they pretty much just like imported Chinese people in Mississippi in the late 1800s, and like by the 1930s when Sinners was set, Chinese Mississippi people own grocery stores. This is like based on fact. I was fucking mind blown when I read this.
Yeah, see? Not that bad of a movie. It's teaching you history and shit.
I know it was. It was sick. I couldn't believe it. And this
Yeah.
is, I guess, the director Ryan Coogler had like the same, like a similar stance. Like he found out about it from like his in-laws, and he's like, "What?" And he became like obsessed or like fixated on it. I was like, "I gotta include this in a movie somehow."
Yeah.
I don't know. It was fucking awesome. But I give it a 3.5. Pretty
Nice.
good movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm stoked for some new Marvel shit this weekend. Supposedly this Thunderbolts movie is going to be the MCU pulling the nose up on it. So stoked for that.
I also went to the theater.
Oh, yeah? What'd you see, Shudster?
The Accountant Part 2.
Oh. I mean, I enjoyed the first one. I'm intrigued to see the second one.
So it got the John Wick sort of treatment where the first one was good. Draven and I watched that Friday night. But it's a little bit of a slow build
Yeah.
where there's not a whole lot of action in it. It is the third act is where the action takes place a lot in the first one. But from the jump, The Accountant 2 is much more action filled. And the interaction between Ben Affleck's character and John Barenthal as a, you know, as sort of like a buddy movie was fucking tremendous.
Nice.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't great, but it was a lot of fun. I did doze off a little bit in the middle, so there's that to be said. Um, but I'll give it 3.75.
For the parts you were awake for?
Yeah, for the parts
Nice.
I was awake for.
All right.
I wonder what Draven gave it. Let's see if he
You're looking up
letterbox.
his letterbox D.
I am looking up his letterbox D.
By the way, speaking of, real quick, any of the Puminati that came out to the screening, if you have a letterbox D, make sure you log that motherfucker. There's a page for it. And if you don't have a letterbox D, it's pretty easy to sign up. Letterbox D, letterbox D.
D stands for dick.
He rated it 3.5. 3.5 dicks.
There you
Three
go.
and a half.
Nice.
Let's see if there's any new John Cooper
Hmm.
reviews while I'm here.
I didn't check. But Shuddy, while you're looking that up, speaking of movies and singing and stuff, you know, we like to get down and bust out some tunes on the show.
Back in the New York groove. Creep, yeah. Just creep on the down low. Said nobody's supposed to know.
A couple weeks ago on Patreon, we found ourselves in like a Randy Newman wormhole, and we started doing some Randy Newman songs in movies that don't have Randy Newman, and seemed to really strike a chord with people. People really enjoyed it. Daniel on our Patreon feed asked for it to become like a segment, so I reached out to the incomparable
Randy Newman.
Trevor Goober, who plays Clint in The Second Coming of John Cooper. He also does a lot of musical comedy and stuff. He's very, very skilled musically, and he made us some Randy Newman music. So we can play a game that I guess we should probably just call Randy Pooman.
Oh man, great name.
And I'll just go into some Randy Newman, make up some songs for movies that do not feature Randy Newman. If you don't know who Randy Newman is, he's the Toy Story guy. You got a friend in me, and he was crushing it as far as movie scores and original songs for a while. And he's very, very fucking descriptive. Whatever movie he's doing, he's telling you what's happening in it, and you know, he's got a song where he's ripping on dwarves as well, which is very strange. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
figure we'll
Just shits all over small little people.
figured we'll do a couple of these. We'll try this out. We'll try out Randy Pooman. And by the way, just when you know what it is, raise your hand. Shuddy, I know you like to beat punchlines to show that you're correct, but just raise your hand. Whoever raises their hand first gets first guess when the song is over. And by the time the song ends, you're gonna know what the fucking movie is. So
I will agree to these rules until the second you don't notice that my hand went up first. So pay attention.
I'm gonna be a little busy in this, Shuddy. Whatever. I mean, you know, there's no prizes. There's no prizes. You're not
Shuddy
getting.
always
most
plays for
important.
keeps.
Yeah, there's the most important prize of all, pride.
Shuddy's like, God damn it, something I can't watch ahead for.
Did you probably fucking send him the songs already, you piece of shit, Kevin?
And it sent me the lyrics sheets.
All right, let me see. Where are these beds that Trevor sent us? Oh man, this iPad is getting there's so much shit on here. Jesus Christ.
I want you to put a big black baby in me.
That's not it.
Well, you can't get rid of that.
Oh my God, where the fuck did it go? I found it earlier.
I know you missed this big juicy ass.
That's not it either.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Hold on. I moved them.
Out of context, that's
I thought I moved him. Uh-oh, guys. We might be in trouble. Oh, ha! Whew! I found him. I was like, wait a second. Did these just fucking delete themselves when I tried to move them to a different page? No. We're in good shape. Okay. Let me warm up the pipes. Getting a little nervous. There's a lot of pressure. Okay. Here we go. By the way, I know sometimes the Zoom likes to eat the music. Can you guys hear this?
Yeah, I heard just one chord.
Yeah, we just heard one bass thunk.
And then it shit out?
Then it shit out. Try switching that setting, and Jeff and I will mute ourselves until,
It's not working, huh?
He's looking at us like he's playing music, Jeff.
When I start talking, it doesn't pump it through to you guys?
No. Nope.
Fucking hell, man. All right, well, the most important thing is the audience is hearing it. All right, we'll try this.
Recording stop.
I mean,
Recording in progress.
Oops. See what you dildos did?
How can you blame this on us?
there's literally no way you can. I'm happy that played twice.
And it's still not coming through?
No, we can hear it now.
Jesus Christ. Okay. This sucks. All right, here we go. Hold on. Let me get this fucking queued up here.
He's making a list. He's checking it twice. But he doesn't care if you're naughty or nice. All he cares about is if you're a Jew. You're a Jew. You're a Jew. And if you are a Jew, then he'll help you if you're a Jew.
Shuddy, it looks like you got your hand up first.
Schindler's List.
There it is! Yeah, ready to be doing some Schindler's List. Yeah, baby.
I couldn't even come up with a guess until the very end. I was just, what Christmas movie is he talking about?
Okay, let me see if I can remember the fucking melody of this one too. All right, here comes song number 2. Hold on. Wait a second. Okay.
It all started when they killed his pooch. He was a present from his dead wife's cooch. The Baba Yaga, he's the boogeyman, snapping necks every chance he can. There's always chaos if you cross the wicks. Holly Berry's shooting people's dicks. You better have health insurance and dental. There's no room service at the Continental.
I thought I got that one first.
Well, oh, Shuddy's muted, but take a stab at it, Jeff.
John Wick.
That is incorrect.
John Wick 3.
John Wick 3 is correct, Shuddy boy. John Wick 3, Perineum, the Gooch.
I actually thought Halle Berry was in John Wick 2, so if I got a second guess, I would have blown it.
All right, let's do another one of these. Hold on. Which bed is it? Okay, I think it's this one. All right, here we go.
One wrong turn turned my day into this. Now I got a mouthful of shit. Mouth to butt, butt to mouth. How'd my life go so far south? Of all the bugs that I had to be, Why is it a human centipede? Of all the bugs that have had to be, why the fuck am I a human centipede? Oh yeah.
Shuddy, I got your emoji first. You think you know this one?
Human centipede.
Yeah, that's it, Shuddy boy. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Got one more of these. I think this is the right bed for it. Hold on. I got to find the melody in my head real quick. Hold on. All right. I think we're ready.
Here he comes and you thought he was dead. He's got William Shatner on his head. His body count is higher than Lupus. Don't look now, it's Dr. Loomis. It started when he saw his sister's titties. Now he's killing everyone in the city. Haddonfield has seen better days, with every single babysitter that he slaved.
That's another Shuddy. Shuddy, you running away with this motherfucker?
Halloween.
There it is. Yeah. Clean sweep for the Shudster.
And turn this music setting off. Is my echoing gone for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah. I heard a
I
bunch
love
of
this
feedback
game.
in my hair.
Man, damn it.
Yeah.
I really
that's
don't
a
know why
bummer.
Zoom doesn't like music when I play music for you guys, but... Well, that's going to be fun in the editing bay, trying to stitch this shit back together after I accidentally paused the Zoom recording. You can check that out on the old YouTube.
YouTube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Coming at you. Damn, I got to pee so bad. Well, I think we got time for one more bit of fun and games, right?
Yeah, dude. I think so.
All right, well,
Do you have another game?
I do. How would you guys like to do some...
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
Ooh, hold on. That was quiet. I had to turn the music down.
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
There we go. The game that's sweeping the nation. Weird fucking Facebook shit. Courtesy of the account on Threads, Insane FB Marketplace. They find some crazy shit that's being sold on Facebook Marketplace. And what I do is I take the best ones, I blur out the prices, share it with Jeff and Shuddy Boy and all the Poomanati that's watching on YouTube. And you guys have to try and guess the prices of these fine items. Let me see if do I have screen share? I do. I think, right?
I just gave it to you, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so the first item up for bids on...
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
This one, I think, is going to speak in particular to Jeff Clark. I'm actually surprised he didn't suggest this while we were in Austin. This is a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket that has been bedazzled.
I mean,
you can't look cooler eating a bucket of KFC than if you have one of these.
Every time I bought fried chicken, I would take it from whatever container I got it from and put it into that.
It's pretty badass.
is it reusable? How much information do we have on this? Is this literally just one of the cardboard bedazzle? Yep.
Yeah. So you're not going to get a ton of uses out of it unless you line it with like baking sheets or some sort of parchment paper to protect it from the grease and slime and goo.
So this is strictly a display piece.
Unless you just want to be a fucking baller. I mean, I would eat all my KFC in public if I had one of these. Just walk down the street eating this thing like a G.
Yeah, dude. He looks so cool. Just ripping through fried chicken on that fucking thing.
Jeff, since you got shellacked in the last game, you can guess first.
I fucking curb stomped in the Randy Pooman game. Um, I'll guess $17.
All right. $17. The gauntlet has been thrown. What say you, Shuddy? What's your retort?
1701. No, $25.
All right. The shellacking continues. Shuddy boy, that is a point for you. It's $75.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
there's no way that's getting sold.
They want $75.
That is a husband. So one member of this relationship said, you have to sell that KFC bucket, get it out of the house.
Yeah.
And the other person is reluctantly selling it for way more than it's worth. So that way no one actually buys it.
I should have pointed out those are all real diamonds. All real jewels.
Well, he would have gotten closer to me. I would have overbid.
All right, item number 2 in
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
this is continue our cursed items category that we've done to a couple of times. So this is listed as a cursed painting.
I'd say.
The description says, I found this at a flea market outside of town last year. Seller said it gave off a weird vibe. It's just
shit.
a crude painting of like a young boy. It looks like from their school picture, maybe 7th grade, 8th grade. So when the seller said it gave off a weird vibe, made me buy it immediately. It's a portrait of a boy with solid black eyes. Since bringing it home, I've had the usual shadows where there shouldn't be, sleep paralysis, weird whispers at night. Classic stuff. I've had them for a while now, and we've bonded, but I'm trying to downsize my collection. The price is listed. It's 8 by 11 inches, and the price is listed as firm. Don't lowball. He doesn't like that. And Shuddy, I feel like you, out of the three of us, are the most ghosty. I would say you probably believe in ghosts the most and fear them the most.
Mm-hmm.
Do you fear this painting? Like, would if I found a way to buy this, and the next time I'm in Pennsylvania, if I showed up to your house and brought this in, would you be upset?
I mean, once the weird shit started, I'd be very upset with you.
Fair enough.
Very upset. Very upset.
Once that little boy walked out of the picture and attacked Draven.
Yeah, I mean, bringing a creepy painting into the house is fine, but when it starts acting a fool, then it's a problem.
Good to know. All right, Jeff, you went first last time. Shuddy, what do you think this cursed painting is being sold for?
$125.
Jeff, what say you?
I'll go $35.
Look at that. A point for Jeff because Shuddy went over. And Jeff, I think you were also closer. It's $85. $85 to bring a curse into your house. What?
That was $50 off. What was your guess again, Shuddy?
$125. I was $45 off.
Oh, right, never mind.
You're closer. But over.
All right. Item number 3 is Grandma's teeth. These are dentures. It looks like upper and lower, I think. And the description.
Lucille Ball.
Yeah, the description says Lucille's teeth, made here in town by Dr. Neil, high quality, not used since 2004, but work great. Make an offer, first come, first serve. They are asking people to make an offer, but there is a price listed. And weirdly enough, Lucille was my great-grandma's name. So I really hope these are not her teeth. Jeff, what are you bidding on a set of old grandma's fucking chompers? Looks like there's some like gross buildup on the lower ones too. Like black smudges on them.
I'll go 12. $12.
I will go 25.
Shuddy swooping in, getting another point. The listing price, Jeff, if you just added a 3 at the end, you would have had it. $123.
Oh my, come on.
I mean, these are quality
I'm not even
dentures.
trying to... Okay.
Okay, moving right along.
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
This is interesting. These are novelty fluorescent light covers for like a dropped ceiling in your office, but it looks like a giant can of Miller Lite beer is crashing through it.
Well, yeah, those would have been promotional signage for probably bars that had drop ceiling lighting.
They're fucking cool, though. If you have a
They
man
are
cave
really fucking cool.
with a drop ceiling, your wife's going to hate them, but they're cool.
And if you have a man cave with a drop ceiling and a love for Miller Lite, these are for you.
I like Miller Lite more than Bud Light, Busch Light, and what's the other one? Coors Light, for what it's worth.
Miller Lite is the Ferrari of the budget light beers.
I'll sign off
What's
on
that?
that. I enjoy it. I enjoy a good Miller Lite. But yeah, these are it's a if it says if this is still posted, there are for sale 4 of them. And I honestly I don't know if the price listed is for all 4 together or if they're selling them one at a time, but 4x2 fluorescent beer decor. And Shuddy, I believe this is on you.
$175.
Jeff
I'll
Clark.
double it. Go 350.
Well, you're both over. So
Oh, what?
I'll just have to give the point to whoever's closest, and that was Shuddy Boy. Again,
Is that how it
$150.
works? How much
How
more
much?
expensive were Grandma's teeth? Or Grandma's teeth was $27 cheaper, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, moving right along. This is going to be a hot item for both of you. This is a portable glory hole, which I gotta imagine if glory holes are your thing, you can probably make one just as easy. It's just a section of like black dark gray wall with a hole cut in it. It's exactly what it seems. There's no protective tape around it, so it almost looks dangerous to put your wiener in that thing. You might get like a paper cut on one of the edges.
No, because if I'm reading the description correctly, it is, and you can't really tell from the screen, it folds up. So I'm thinking it might even be cloth.
I don't know, because it looks like there's like bolt hinges in the side of it.
Yeah, I mean, it says, scroll down, it says, folds up pretty small, covers most standard doors.
So whatever door you put this on, you then have to blow a dick-sized hole in that door.
No, you keep the door open and you put that in the door frame.
Oh, Shuddy, it's almost like you've done this before.
It's almost like I'm the one selling this, isn't it?
I like Kevin's idea more. Blow a dick-sized hole in the door.
So it is listed as free, but there was a price that has since been crossed out. So you guys are guessing on that price. Jeff, kick it off.
Oh man, what would I bid for this? I think I would bid. I'd bid $43. That's the most, not 44. Only $43.
All right, Shuddy Boy, on to you.
$69.
Oh, sweet!
Aha.
Damn it, your bid's a lot sweeter than mine.
And it's also a lot closer. So Shuddy Boy with another point. This guy was originally trying to offload this for $500.
And he dropped it to free.
Yeah.
The thing about it, this is, I've used it several times. Can check it out if you want. So what exactly is the checking it out?
Sticking your dick through it, which is this very alarming. I would not recommend anybody reply to this post. You're
Nadine.
inviting an entire world of hurt. All right, moving right along to item number 6. This is going to speak to perhaps the inner child in you or the current hillbilly. This is a truck bed bed. It is.
I kind of like that. Like that's.
It's the severed bed of a pickup truck with a mattress stuffed in it and pillows. So, you know, you might have been that kid or known a kid in elementary school who had a race car bed. This is a real chopped off ass of a pickup truck. Still got the tires on it and everything. And the license plate says sleeper. And says, I have well over $1,000 invested in this, and I've had it for about 2 years. It can come with the mattress inside it if you want. It's built very sturdy, has a brand new bumper, brand new taillights that do work. So you could be the coolest motherfucker in the trailer park with one of these. Shuddy Boy, are you starting the bidding on this?
I would not. But I. Oh, you mean it's my turn to guess first?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say $332.
All right, Jeff, you're up.
I got even $500.
All right, Jeff, you did it. You somehow managed to get another point. This truck bed is going for $1,800.
I have $1,000 invested in it. You can buy it for $2,000.
Yeah, I mean, parts and labor. All right, next item on
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
a duvet of dead squirrels.
Oh my God.
I did not count, but this is made out of numerous dead squirrels, filleted and skinned with the tails on. The tails are sticking out of the east and west ends of this duvet. The description simply says can be used as a duvet/throw or a rustic accent. Who wouldn't want to cuddle up with you under a fucking sheet of dead skinned squirrels?
It might be
God,
soft.
so
You
good.
never know. I mean, it's chinchillas make nice coats, supposedly.
I mean, I'm sure it is soft, but
It looks very soft.
it's fucking grisly. This is like a Necronomicon of blanket.
Is that an Evil Dead reference?
It is, yeah.
Sweet.
So, Jeff, what do you think this goofball is selling this blanket of murder with? It has to be at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would say there's at least 20 dead squirrels in this thing, maybe more.
Yeah,
Actually, definitely
it probably took a while to murder all the squirrels, and then
Can you just scroll up slightly, Kevin? So the right picture is okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It could be
possibly 10 wide, and it's at least 4 deep. So anywhere from 36 plus squirrels to make this.
Yeah. I hope the meat was used for some sort of stew. All right, Jeff, what do you think?
I'm gonna go $163.
163. Shuddy boy.
210.
your retort.
210.
What was your guess again, Jeff?
163.
Okay, yep. Shuddy, another point for you. $1,800.
I didn't realize we were in the high priced stuff already.
The game always goes from lowest to highest. The finale this week, I will just get ahead of it and say it's nothing all that spectacular. There were no like $1 million, $100,000 things, but
There weren't any escalators for sale on there.
no. But this next one, I don't know. I know this is a sports guy. I don't know if this is a sports guy you guys fuck with, but this is a door knocker of Bill Belichick. It almost looks like a door knocker you would see in the Haunted Mansion or something, or Scrooge, but it's Sports Guy.
It looks like one of the door knockers from Muppet Christmas Carol that talk.
Yeah, he does give off a little bit of a Michael Caine vibe.
I do think it looks like I can see it immediately. It does look like Bill Belichick. It's got the coaching headset. It's pretty sweet. And it's got the hoodie. I like it. I mean, it fits. It's a must buy for any Patriots fan in your life.
Oh, he's a Patriots guy.
Well, he was. Now he's the coach of the University of North Carolina, who was doing, just real quick aside, Kevin, I don't know if you've seen this. I'm sure you've seen it all over the place, Jeff, like I have.
Oh, yeah.
Where he was doing an interview, and the interviewer asked him how he met his 24-year-old girlfriend, and she like came running in, and she's like, "We're not talking about that." So the internet has been aflame that she was a call girl that he's rescued from the life.
Oh shit! That almost seems a little guilty.
That's the conspiracy theory going around about it, is that she was a prostitute.
It'd be awesome if it was just Tinder and she had her fucking like age limit set to like 70.
I'm sure she's just dating him for his personality.
I'm going to say 2,000 doll hairs.
All right, Jeff, what say you?
Bronze. Wait, did you already spoil it and say that this is definitely going to be more expensive than the last thing? You did, right?
Yeah,
God damn it.
They always escalate.
He just explained to us the rule of the game where they go up from lowest to highest, which we've never caught on to before, Jeff.
And all the time we played this game.
Neither one of us have.
I really would have, because I would have guessed like $50. I guess 2,600.
No, there was no stop and shutty on that one. He nailed it exactly. $2,000
God.
bronze Bill Belichick door knocker. All right, now on to the
next week. We're gonna have Shuddy just guess half the time, so I have a fucking chance to win.
Well, we alternate, so he does guess half the time.
No, I mean like he only guesses half of the questions.
Okay, he'll get a quarter of the guesses. All right. Well, this is the final item in
Weird fucking Facebook shit
before we hit the bonus round. And this is a McDonald's playset. I don't know why it's shot like this. It looks like it's shot through a screen door, but it's essentially a bunch of hamster tubes for humans. You can see it behind this screen door or mosquito net, whatever the fuck is going on here, but it's some hillbilly's backyard. It's there's a lot of pieces of McDonald's playground items, slides, tunnels, little blockies, if you will.
I've been collecting and building McDonald's playsets over the years and use them to create water park slides in my backyard.
What an entrepreneur. I plan to redesign it for next year, but honestly, I'm tired of trying to get friends to help. It takes at least 3 people to assemble each piece, and I'm surprised this guy doesn't have friends. If one of you had this setup going on, I would be there in an instant to help you redesign it and then use your McDonald's playset water park. But this guy's had fun with it over the past 3 years, and he wants somebody else to make good of it. So, Jeff, what do you think the McDonald's playset, 2 full playgrounds worth of shit, is going for?
I'll go 4,400.
Shuddy.
8,000.
Shuddy must be watching ahead because once again he has nailed it. It is $8,000.
Well, you didn't black out the 8 very well.
Oh, you fucking! I hate both of you, dumb homos.
Oh shit! Whoops. And now to the bonus round of...
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
Jeff, pay attention to
anymore.
the details, buddy. Details, buddy.
It's
Details.
really hard.
Zoomed in.
It's really hard using my finger to, like, squiggle these out on my phone. The price.
can't even
No,
zoom
I'm
in
talking.
myself.
I'm talking to. I didn't zoom in either. I just leaned into what he was showing us. I was talking to Jeff, not you, Kevin. Like, Jeff's not paying attention.
Well, no, I'm just explaining why there's a little bit of fucking... there's, like, a curved thing there. Jeff, come on. You know Shuddy Boy plays dirty. You gotta fucking... You gotta lean in.
I don't play fucking dirty. I play to win.
Nature boy Ric Flair over here, dirtiest player in the game.
All right. This is the bonus round, so there's two things to guess here. The price and what the fuck is this? So
Who is this supposed to be?
again, the price here does not follow in the escalating price. It could be anything. So this is a mask, and it is supposed to be somebody famous, but of course, it's terrible, and it looks nothing like the person. So, Shuddy Boy, what is the price of this mask, and who is it supposed to be?
$400. Vin
That's perfect guess. He probably got it both.
Well, change it up a little bit. Maybe he doesn't.
I'll go $250. Man, I'm struggling to think of a bald person, a famous bald person.
I mean,
Vin
Kevin
Diesel.
says it doesn't look anything like him, so it could be somebody with hair.
Yeah, and a lot of times
You
these
know what?
masks, they have to add hair to it because you can't make rubber hair.
Okay. I'll
However,
go.
instead of putting hair eyebrows on it, they just colored them in. So chances are they're never putting hair on this head.
I'll go $250 and Prince.
All right, well, head on over to our YouTube, youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour, and see this mask for yourself. It does look very Vin Diesel-y, but Jeff, I guess you were closest on price. You both went over. It's $40, and this is supposed to be Brad Pitt.
Wait, what?
That's Brad Pitt.
Can I see it?
From what?
From Life.
Once upon a time in Hollywood.
Yeah. Not a very good mask. Maybe that's why it's $40, even though the description says very lifelike. Maybe it's one of those ones where when you put it on, it's like a Mission Impossible mask and it looks better when it's on you. Beats the shit out of me.
Well, you also got to put like I don't think Brad Pitt's been bald in anything, right?
No, which is why
Bald
you would have to
monkeys.
get a wig.
Wasn't he bald in 12
Damn.
Monkeys?
Well, he was like Buzz, and he was buzzed in
Fight
Fight
Club.
Club. The end of it, yeah. But there you go, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for playing along on...
Weird fucking Facebook shit.
And thank you for listening to this week's episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. If you want to support the homies, keep the lights on, please check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. There's 2 tiers. We're about to do another shorter podcast that's going to post on there. And then the $10 tier has all of our individual offerings. Jeff doing snack attacks in between 2 flushes, and all of us doing queef or no queef, and fucking all 3 of us did an episode of Dragon Ball Queef, where we watched the first episode of the anime Samurai Champloo and did a little book report on it. So check that out. And Shuddy and Dom are doing What the Fuck Did I Just Watch? There's Kevin's Nerd Hole, tons and tons of stuff. It is a content cranking machine. So check it out, please. Sign up, patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Shout out to all the Poomanati who came to Austin to see the screening of The Second Coming of John Cooper. And you can also follow us all on Instagram, at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
Jeff for Records.
And at MSPH Podcast, and at John Cooper Movie. Also, if you would like to get one of these super sweet posters for The Second Coming of John Cooper, all you have to do is go to etsy.com/shop/John Cooper movie. And, you know, as I mentioned, these trips out to taking this show on the road are not cheap. It helps me pay all the bills and the fucking $80 taxis. Damn it. And as we mentioned before, you can go to youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour if you would like to view this episode and not just listen, but the audio podcast also has bonus content after the end theme song, the Easter egg, so be sure to check that out as well. Jeff, what do you have brewing over on Outkick Bets with Jeff Clark?
No podcast this week, I don't think, but I am doing a Fox weather hit at noon on Friday, noon Eastern Standard Time, to talk about the Kentucky Derby, give out my Kentucky Derby picks. This will be, I think, the third straight year I've been on Fox weather to give out my Kentucky Derby picks. Got to redeem myself after last year. I was close. My pick lost in a photo finish by a nose to the horse that I thought would win if the track was sloppy or muddy or if it was rainy outside. But my official best bet lost, so it was close. Hit the Belmont Stakes. Hopefully I can hit the Kentucky Derby. So check that out, Fox Weather, noon Friday. And I will be back with Outkick Bets next week to break down the Truce Championship, but I'll tease that more next week.
Boom. There you have it, friends. All right, thank you all again so much for listening. And until next time, something.